I can't hear a word you're saying, Logan. Can you hear me?
Amateur hour over here, man. Amateur hour. Now, can you hear me, Keaton, buddy?
I can hear you now. I'm not sure what was going on there, brother.
No, that's on me. That's on me, man. Amateur hour. Hey, let's redo this. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning to another episode of Right on Cue podcast. I'm your host, Logan Chestnut, El Jefe at Right on Cue. Join me tonight, my barbecue brother, Mr. Keaton Helms of Cook Shack Barbecue. Keaton, take two, buddy. Take two.
All right. What's up, guys?
This show is brought to you by shenanigans and stupidery. No, sorry, guys. I didn't have my my microphone powered on. Apparently, you need power. Who knows? But no, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning on. I'm so excited about this show and guest tonight. He is definitely a huge figure in the barbecue realm, and I'm a big fan of what he does. But before we get to that, man, Keaton, how's everything been going?
Man, everything's going good over here. We are just living life to the fullest, taking advantage of every single minute we have on this great green earth. Man, we were blessed in the last 2 weeks to get a competition in under our belt, and it was the KCBS. We went and hit up the Singing River Smokerama in North Alabama and had an absolute blast. It was windy.
Yeah, I saw you did that.
Yeah, man. So I went out there and I didn't bring my trailer. Gas is too expensive right now, so I canopied it, and everything was great up until rib turn in. I had my box laid out. Kale was perfect. And I turned around to grab I can't remember what I was grabbing, maybe a spatula or something. And I hear just a whoosh, and my box blew away. And I had to go and chase, dude. I had to go and chase my phone box, and thank God I had more kale, dude. There was 2 minutes to turn in, and thank God for the the kale forms from Only Cans. I had an extra one in my cooler. I went and ripped that open, and I was able to throw my box together. But other than that setback, man, it was a really good comp. I had a blast. How about you, man? Didn't you go and visit somebody?
Yeah, man. I went to go to the House of Mouse, man. I visited his yacht, and he took me off for all my money. It's like the only cruise ship I've ever been on that I think I've lost more money on, and it didn't have a casino. Yeah, Disney, dude. The amount of like he merchandised everything. Like they merchandise everything, and Disney does the best job, I think, in the world of just taking your money and making your kids just guilt you to death. Like you can, I added it up because we went during freaking spring break, so it was even more expensive. We could have went to Paris, first class, and still save money than what we did on this freaking cruise. So yeah, fun times. I'm glad the kids got memories and all that jazz. It was a fantastic times. But first class, to stay at a Star Wars bar, which is really super neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really cool time. Food was amazing. It was clean. I get why everybody loves them, but no, thank you.
No more,
like,
dude. Become a carnival person like us.
Oh, dude. Well, you go on the cruises, and I like Disney cruise. Like, it's not relaxing for me. It's like, you go to Disney World. Like, it's not a relaxing trip. Like you're with purpose. You're like hauling ass at every single ride, and you're having like a game plan and shit. And it's just, give me the beach. Like give me like a pool and a beach, and I'm good, man. So, but yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad I'm back. I want to give a huge shout. Yeah, I got to give a huge shout out though. Something happened over the week while I was gone, and dude, how about Paul and Lynn with a freaking 714? Did you see that?
Dude, 714. I think second place had a 709.
Yeah, 3
GC or RGC. Yeah, That's crazy, man.
I got no shot if that's what it takes to win one of these things now. Like,
I mean, at that
I have no
point,
shot.
you're literally chasing perfection.
I mean, I don't know how you do better than that. I love Paul Lynn, so I'm happy to see their success, and I'm happy
And
that
you want to know what they cooked on, man?
a little. Was it a Weber kettle?
No, I think it was a Ringo, maybe.
Yeah, no, they had my dream pit. They had the Outlaw Express with the Ringo and the pit on there, and it's sexy small, and I've been hounding my wife about it, but I have talked her into, ladies and gentlemen, getting the BFR. So excited. Got that bad boy in order, and I can't wait to join Team Outlaw and have that, even though it's primarily going to be on my back deck, but it's going to make some appearances. What's up, Jay? It's going to make some appearances at the comp scene as well. So I'm excited. So without further ado, man, we have the man, the myth, the legend. This man needs no further introduction when it comes to barbecue. He's got more of a following than the Beatles. So I'm so happy to have this guy on. Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Jay Craig from Outlaw Cookers. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, fellas?
Try line you up good enough that I make it I mean, I can't get you. I was trying to get you on the big screen, but something's going on in my layout. Anyways, Jay, thank you so much for coming in, man, or hanging out with us. I know you've been a busy man, and you keep every time I talk to you, I'm like, all right, cool, we're gonna talk about this, and then lo and behold, you come out with something new, man. Like you're the Picasso of a barbecue. What's going on, man? You're staying busy over there.
Yeah. You guys that cook make it easy, man. Just gotta listen to what y'all want, and then try to apply it. So
we have we got a lot of opinions about things for sure. And I'm sure
gotta sift,
Yeah, as a pit builder, like it's a lot of people though. It's you have the secret sauce, man, because you listen. You listen to what we say, and you adapt quickly. It's not like the next rendition or the next this or that. It's like all right, I'll figure it out. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. But Jay, like I said, we're all a huge fan of your pits and everything you do for the barbecue world. But kind of give us a quick little 10-cent rundown of kind of how you got started, because you're a welder and metal fabricator by trade, and the barbecue originally was just kind of a side hustle for you, right?
Yep.
And then it's kind of turned into kind of a monster for you, I would think at this point. So kind of tell me kind of the process of how you kind of started and kind of what led to where it is today.
Well, just like probably all of us, just enjoyed cooking and entertaining and trying to. There's so much. Barbecue is like that journey starts like, oh, meat side up, meat good, whatever. You guys know the how deep that journey is. So just started cooking, and then started hanging out with some like-minded people. Decided, hey, we're going to go do a comp, so we sign up, and we go there and finish second or third to last, I think. And
that's all right.
Like, that's bullshit. That ain't happening again. So it's like nose to the grind. So it was like the fabrication was like there. So I grew up with it. And then the barbecue and the passion came later. But it's like that. It's what we do at our shop. We're a job lot shop. We do a lot of custom stuff for people. So we kind of listen to people's problems, understand what they're trying to accomplish, and then implement it to make it work for them. So we got started, and just boom, 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 one thing after the other, and here we are.
Yeah. So your first one you kind of made for yourself, kind of like, screw this, I'm going to make my own pit. I mean, you seem like you're an innovator, kind of take it by the horns kind of guy, and kind of got that going. Like, how many renditions did it take until you got something? Because I'm sure you're a perfectionist. Like, how many renditions did it take? Because pit building, like, it seems like everybody's made a pit, but not many people can make it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into the airflow and stuff like that, and the firebox, whatnot. So how many renditions did it take to get to kind of where the Outlaw offset is now?
So with the offset, it was like really, there was only 2 or 3. Um, because I got to the point where it was just heights and sizes, of throats and exhausts and all this stuff. So once I kind of understood how all that was working, I just like loaded up on magnets. So I had magnets and I would be like shrinking bigger, up, down. And I had, man, like I think Menards had like the dots that were like $4.95.
Yeah.
So I had like a pile of those like lined up and just like every 3 inches on the grate and then going vertical and just kind of like testing everything moving. And so I didn't really know. I mean, this competition, once we're in a while, a couple of years, we kind of take it for granted, I think, and we forget how long this journey is. So I was just trying to shoot for something even cooking, fuel efficient, easy to control, and then let y'all tell me what you think. And
Right.
y'all did that, and we got kind of, I'm going to say we got lucky. I think the sun shined on our ass when we built that first. Here it is. Let's send it out. Let's go. Because it just worked. And I mean, and I put the time in, but I can't say if I would have started with a can, it wouldn't have been so good, because it's a different, and that's crazy to say that, but you can't just design a can to do those things I just said about an offset. That's not necessarily what it needs to do. And I don't think it's common sense until you get a little deeper. And at the point when we started that, I'm rubbing elbows with people and like, hey, what do you? And so that was different, but yeah, a whole lot more. I think I bet I got 8 to 12 cans in the fence row. Like just that don't work, grab another one. That don't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun and I enjoy it. And that's why, unfortunately, I don't get to cook a lot, but it's like, I want to, but I'm cooking. I'm just here, or I'm testing or whatever. So yeah, my trophies don't come very often, but times like this,
they come in form of paychecks.
Big paycheck.
Yeah. And every Saturday I'm on my couch in my barn and I'm streaming awards and
yeah. You need to print yourself your own large Happy Gilmore check. Every time you every time you sell a pit, be like,
yeah, ding.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's better. You got better odds than all of us. No, man. Well, that's like it's fantastic. Like I said, I mean, coming into this, obviously there's a lot of there's a lot of good pits and great pits that's out there, and it's I wouldn't say a saturated market, but it's been around for a while. And there's fantastic pits. Like I said, did you kind of see like what's kind of out there in the market and kind of it's like, okay, I can take what I see and then kind of make it better? Or did you kind of start from like, what, I'm not going to pay attention to what Jambo's doing or what, this or that's doing. I'm kind of going to do my own thing and then, go from there. Or did you kind of take what's already there and kind of perfect it from there?
Yeah. So, I mean, the hot and fast is, to me, it's here to stay, So when you look out, like, I'd be lying if I said, no, I don't see what anybody's doing. I look and see stick burners and there's cans and a pellet sprinkled here and there. But no, as far as like the actual way that the things work, and it's the cans are a good example because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And they work like they, I have a lot of pride in what we make, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that cooking on a Ringo is going to be better than somebody else's necessarily.
Sure. Yeah.
It is going to be easier to clean. It's going to be easy to maintain. It's going to check all the marks. I guess I feel that everybody else does, plus a couple. And the pluses are not necessarily what puts you in the winner's circle, but what lets you enjoy our passion,
Sure.
And it's like with that, it's like, man, this is what we do. It's fun. It should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, let's kind of like you talked about the Ringo, and I definitely like the Ringo is definitely the latest and greatest thing. Because I mean, for a while there, the market. I mean, when Hot and Fast we talked about, it's been around and it's been here, and it's definitely kind of taken over the competition scene. And Gateway kind of held it down for a long time with the can market, but then everybody always obviously loves your offsets, and as soon as you drop the Ringo, I feel like everybody is like, well, I'm a Ringo guy now. Like I recently had Smoke on a Shore. I mean, I bet a third of the teams were rocking just purely your smokers, and it was impressive. Like when I remember I got to see one in person for the first time at the Royal. Mr. Brisket, Aaron had one, and he showed me, and I was playing around with him. Paul and Lynn had one, obviously on their trailer. But I was so impressed. I remember the first time I was like, there's a damn foot pedal on it. Like, why didn't nobody think of this before? I'm like, they've been on trash cans for decades. Like, why didn't we think of putting one on a trash can cooker? And like, I saw that, I was like, man, that's a genius, because I can't tell you how many times I've had hot food in my hands, or like, something, and trying to put one on, and I had to like set it down or do the whole hot plate waitress thing and like try to lift it up and like try not to spill my food. And like, I'm like, that's such a genius idea. It's so simple, but it's so genius. And also another thing I love about the Ringo is it's the size of it. Like the main thing, like, so we cook chickens, and the main thing, we try to cook two pans in the pan, and you had to, kind of rig it to where it opens up or, folds up. But there's so much space on the Ringo that you can put, a full pan on there. And that's, I mean, just the little things like that is clutch. I feel like it's not world changing, but it makes a world of difference at competition.
Dude, I disagree. I think it is world changing. I think with Jay, what you have done for competition barbecue is you have taken something great. A can. Look, I'm a can guy all the way. Love my cans. And you took a can and you elevated it to a whole nother level with the foot pedal. Dude, your can is lightweight. It's easy to load up. And then on top of that, you have it to where you can attach it to your trailer hitch. I mean, you're making life easier, and that's what's so appealing with it, because you are able to open the lid up without having to sacrifice a hand while you're holding hot pans. You know what I mean? They're super easy to clean. I like the technology that you've implemented with your smokers, and it is just head above shoulders for the competition world. Love it. I'm so pumped you're here, man. It's like Christmas Day right now.
Thank you. and it's exciting. Like, so yeah, I'm like, that's the newest thing. But usually, like, if we make something, I figured 2-3 years before, it's, which with the Ringo, it's been a little different just because there's so many people, so easy to move. There's a lot of advantages. But you were talking about Paul and Lynn at the beginning of the show, and that, their offset is, I mean, I don't know, I call it a cold box, but we have under the cook chamber a big drawer. So, they're, and it's exciting to me because it's like you can do so many things with that. And there are, I don't know, maybe a dozen out there, but I'm in close contact with half of them that are using them. And, Paul and Lynn are doing something a little different than Optimus Swine, than Swine Life, than, everybody's doing things a little different, but you're getting, that, I mean, the only disadvantage with the offset is just the weight, and the traveling. And that's because honestly, when someone calls me, he's like, hey, I want to pit, that's my first question. How do you travel? What are you doing? But that is the only negative. And Paul and Lynn have just killed it since they switched. I mean, they killed it always anyway. I don't mean to take credit.
No, hey man, no, take that credit. You run with it, brother.
But it's like, they dug in and like figured it out. And like I said, there's just a lot of different people. And I think that will become more prominent. And if it doesn't, it's too bad, because it's got some cool stuff, when you get that flavor. And So I'm new to, and forgive me, can people, but that texture off the stick burger, man, it's hard to beat. It's
Yeah.
hard to beat.
No, I mean you're kind of taking the best of both worlds because like the for ribs and brisket, I feel like more so than in the other two proteins, the offset kind of has the upper hand. But you also don't with the offset. There's downside. Like, there's just like anything in this world. Like there's no perfect anything, right? But
Right.
you kind of there's downsides to the offset. There's downsides to the Ringo. But with that offset with the cold box insert, you're kind of blending two worlds there where you're getting the offset kind of flavor and the smoke control and the beautiful color on the ribs, but you're also getting the drippings on the coal and the kiss of which is what you were kind of going for, I'm guessing.
Yep. Yep.
From
Yep.
that kind of it's not so much because would you say because I would say it's not so much a heat source per se, it's more so of getting the circulation of that kiss and the fat dripping on the coals. Was that is that correct or?
That is, yes, but that is exactly. Now people can use it both, and they can blast. Optimus Swine, for example, they
Sure.
load the bottom up and they're blasting. But when Mark and Williams and Mojo were here and we first had the Haas, so started out as kind of for hog, was what we were thinking. That height and an offset, it makes it kind of hard to cook a hog. But what we realized is, so that pit had like the hog portion was like 80 inches and it was at the end. Then we had a 60-inch chamber in front. We were getting that first cook. It was like, man, all that flavor is on the proteins that's clear at the end where there's no drippings. But the pressure of the offset and the volume of air it's pumping when the rest comes up and hits it, it actually draws it back towards the firebox, mixes in with everything, and then takes off. So it was like, I can't take credit for that, but it's pretty cool that it does that. I mean, I guess I can take credit, but I'd be lying because I didn't think it was going to do that,
Yeah. But no,
yeah.
It does. Like I said, it's innovative. Honestly, like I remember the first time I saw the revolver, like that was to me. I was like, dude, that's awesome. That makes everything so much easier. We just put it on the shelf, and instead of like taking the hot hands and spinning it and blah blah blah. I mean, you just spin the whole thing. I mean, I'm sure that came from communication with competition guys and be like
there was somebody was making like an insert in the microwave that spun, and hey, do that. It's like, hey, somebody's doing that. Get it. They got our sizes. But what really fueled that fire originally was you'd be surprised how many people don't want the microwave in an offset. And we were welding the brackets in when we built the pits. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. They get finished and they're beautiful and ready to go. Well, they don't want it. So we got to cut it out or whatever. So that's kind of where it started is, how do we bolt something in? And then just, I don't cook a lot, but I cook enough to know it's a pain in the ass. So it was like, to your point, that's a pain. Glove up, do this. And it's like, if we, you can take a freaking set of tongs or whatever and just flip it a little and away you go. So yeah, that worked great, and it's continues to. The brisket comes out with you. And I need to, at some point, come out. I made a little bracket that goes in between my rods on my grates that is the same female. So when I pull my brisket out, I just drop it on that. So I can still spin it. And even when I'm wrapped, and it's just one of those things, 58 irons in the fire. And, that's just something we need to do at some point. But
yeah,
dude,
that's awesome.
Your brain, man. I just want to live there.
It's mostly you guys like planting that stuff,
Yeah. I mean, is that kind of how you always been like problem solver? You see kind of a problem, you're like, I can, you obviously have the skill set to kind of, fabricate stuff, and not a lot of people have. Definitely don't have that gene in me. But is that kind of something how your puzzles, kind of how your brain works? You see something, you're like, how can I improve upon this, or how can I make this more convenient for me?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up. I was in 5th grade, I think, working 50 hours a week in the summer. Just so I've always been around it, and it's always, I don't know. I like to. I always say so. all the love in the world to my dad, but he works really hard and not very smart usually. And so when you grow up doing that, it's like, we're going to figure this crap out, you know?
Yeah.
So it is that. And, you know, it's what we do is a nice fit for our shop because we're not so big that we do one-off stuff all the time. So it's like, oh, I can't believe Outlaw will do that. It's like, we do it for everybody, you know, we'll do, don't mess with our airflow and don't mess with that, but anything else you want for the most part, you know, I'm a tenant. I'll listen and, you know, and it's just, I cook too. So it's like when I am frustrated, I know everybody else is frustrated. So
Right.
let's make this easier, you know?
So what is, I just got to know, how many ideas have you thrown at the wall that just hasn't stuck? I mean, is there anything out there that you've tried to implement and you're just like, man, I'm just not ready for it yet, you know?
Yeah. A lot.
A lot.
For every one that everybody sees, there's probably 5 or 6 that nobody sees. Sometimes I'm just educating myself, you know, and other times it's like, this might have some merit. I don't know, you know, and I'm telling you, like hopping into that hog world, the whole hog.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just like, because you know, think about it, you've got to do so many different things and to ask a pit to do this or to make a way to manipulate something. So, you know, my buddy Mark, we have some late night like conversations that sometimes they work and sometimes, you know how it is. It's just napkin sketches and hold my beer and let's try that, you know, but
that's where all the great ideas comes from: beer drinking and communication. That solves the world's problems.
Absolutely.
So like what like when you're fabricating, another thing I love that you have on the can, which is simple but a lot of the other ones didn't have it, is a drain plug, because cans they're fantastic cookers, but they're a pain in the ass to clean because you have to turn it over and like get it all out and stuff like that. Like was that another idea from somebody? You're like, I mean, this only makes sense, you know, if you're going to clean a can like that, you got to be able to get the water out somehow.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of started, you know, I built my own can, whatever, 20 years, I don't know where it's at now, 15, 20 years ago. I remember taking my kids to bait. I had one of the little battery powered gurus. I'd throw a pork butt on there and stick that thing in and go play baseball every day. Could be gone 8 hours or 14 hours. When we came home, it was done and it was good. We didn't know any better, but whatever. If it was good, it was good. But really, so, no, you know, people have been asking for years, like, man, make a can. I'm like, what do I do better? I mean, they cook great. It's a barrel with a couple, you know, how do you do that? So it was, I never put any thought into it. And then, one of my buddies had been over and had his can here. And I had one that I showed on a trailer, but it was still there. But anyway, I pulled my buddy's out. I was like, hey, I'll fire this thing up. And it started coming together. It's like, okay, my freaking thing took off blazing because I got a phone call when I was trying to wrap my ribs and I left the lid off and that sucks. You know, I got to clean this thing and that sucks. And when I pull the bottom out and the bottom's, you know, it's shot. So things just started kind of coming together. And that was one of those, I don't, 2 years ago, or the winter, 24, I guess, started just kind of, I got pictures of the first one out here, you know, and I made steel, I made aluminum, and there were so many benefits with the aluminum, but I was just, you know, we're dipping our toes where no man has went, you know, so kind of looking at it. And then when I started going to contests, paying attention, and it's like, okay, like that's perfect because it bleeds off quicker. It's thicker. So we're 30% thicker than steel, but we're still lighter. So, but we've got the strength too with what we do. So then started listening, like, what do you hate? You know, always strap it down, it gets oblong and the wheels fall off and this and that. And, you know, and I knew firsthand that You always leave the lid, you know, because we had the lid to where it would stay open and not come down unless you shut it. But it was like, to me, how many cans you see that are half burnt, and you know, we all know what happened, you know. So it was like, we'll switch that in the drain hole and all that stuff. So that part was pretty much done. And then that's where I came into, I got so many friends now, but specifically it was Mark and Jamie Williams, Albie, Scuffletown, and Jordan. So I was like, hey guys, like, they were cooking somewhere. I was like, I'm going to meet you in Fort Wayne, an hour and a half from here. I'm going to give you a couple R2D2 looking things. Let me know what you think, you know? So, and once they got their hands on them, it was, things started to make more sense, you know? And it's funny because everybody's like, oh, that looks awesome. Is it insulated? Does it hold heat? No, that's the last thing you want. You don't, you know, you don't want the insulation, because once it gets hot, you're done. You know,
You can't cool
brisket
down.
turn in and you're still cranking at 450, you know, and that's, yeah.
You're over there praying to God, please, for the love of God, cool down just a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And the beauty of those cans is, after a competition, you shut it all down, it's ready to load up in less than an hour. You know what I mean? It really can cool off quick.
Yeah. That always
and people
surprises
don't
me.
think that. Yeah.
Right. And you know what surprised me too the other day? I was cooking, and I cooked twice, I think. Like, I was running chicken, and I was walking out and I saw a plug by my door, and I'm like, what the, oh shit. I had ran that with our heat shield, our cooling jacket. I never knew. Like, that plug was out. It still went out. I mean, it's just the way the air comes up. And so that was the big thing that, you know, a lot of guys ramp up, you know, they'll go to 400, whether it's chicken or brisket or whatever.
Yeah.
And they want to get back down. So when I started, I had a good clean burn. Everything was even, but the charcoal was out of control. So you could boost up to 400 pretty quick, but it'd be like, come down, come on down. So, and that's where rubbing elbows with cooks and people that know, you know, we're like, you need to be able to do that in like 12 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. So we just worked through all that stuff, and I would send those guys like a different throw. It was all inside stuff, you know, it was all the cooling jacket. That's what makes the magic, you know, and it was the throat extension and some parts we put up top. And it was like every day for, not every day, but probably every other day for 2 or 3 weeks, I was just, you know, hey, send this to those guys, you know, UPS it. And luckily they were, you know, rolling their sleeves up trying, and we were talking back and forth. And once we got it, you know. But
yeah. Well, where did the design come from on the Ringo? Because I mean, across the country, I mean, everybody has the same, you know, 55-gallon drum. What made you want to go to that specific design?
As far as the way we make it, the octagon. Yeah. So, I mean, to just do the drum, my biggest thing with that was is people talking about strapping them down and getting oblong, and just like if you weld anything to them, it's got a tendency to rip out, you know, whether it's your casters or whatever. And so it's funny, my guys at the shop they'll vouch for this, but I'll be like, okay, man, like, I got the idea, we're going to do this. And I'm like, we can do it better and cheaper than ever. And then every time we come to something, it's like, hey man, what are we going to do here? The best. Like, let's do it the best. You said you wanted to keep, I don't give a shit about the cost. Do it the best. Let's go. You know? And so then you get done and it's like, holy crap. Like, what can we cut out of here? And it's like, I'm not cutting anything out. Like, if you know, the price up front, everybody knows that. And if they don't want to buy it, that's fine. I respect that. But if they do, I want to give them something that is user friendly and they can enjoy. And yeah, we make mistakes, you know, like we don't, but they're far and few between. And so it's like when anything goes to market, you know, that ring. So I was concerned about just, I didn't know. It's uncharted, right? So we have an open house at our shop every year, and I cook 50 some pork butts. So sometimes on the BFO, sometimes on the old hickory, like whatever. This year I cooked every one of those butts on the same can, like, and I just let it go. And then Fridays so I haven't cleaned it. Fridays I'm cooking wings, and I'm like, my buddies or whoever, destroy that pit. I dare
Mhm.
you, try it. They freaking catch it on fire like that son of a buck's glowing red. Every day you come out and it's like, she wants more. Let's keep going. Let's push it. So, uh, some of they go through hell, and they go through more than any sane person that buys one should ever do to them. But yeah, so it's a lot of constant testing. Now, once the first one's done, and it's kind of the same with stick burners, it's not obviously near as much, but there's always something just to make sure uh, things are going to work when they get out there.
Mhm.
It's like the crash test dummy commercials back in the day. You just
Yeah.
look, you got to send it through just to make sure that it can stand the test of time. And that's what I love about what y'all are doing over there. You're making sure that the products that you're putting out are high quality.
Mhm.
You're making sure that they're going to stand the test of time, because if I'm a spend that kind of money, I want that pit to last me so I can pass that down to my child. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean,
Right.
that's the type of quality you want to put out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And so much
yeah,
of that
man,
comes
that's
to the
exciting.
to the people that own them. I've seen stick burners that have been out less than a year, and it's like, I'm embarrassed of that. But it's out on a salty road. It's getting used every day. The dude's never cleaned it. And then there's guys that bought them the first, and they still look as good as almost as good as the day they rolled off our shop floor. So, a lot of that is just, you guys know how that is. You
Oh
get,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I,
absolutely. It's all about how you take care of it.
yep. I got a redheaded stepsister under my hood now that she don't look too hot, but
Yeah,
she puts the work in.
that's fair. That's fair.
She
No,
keeps on ticking.
that's right. So let's kind of move on. Like I said, you've had multiple iterations of kind of like the hog cookers, because I know you have a lot of NBN guys that are you're friends with, and there's not a ton of hog cookers out there. It's definitely not like like how did you kind of attach that? Like what are your different variations you had? You had the BFO, right? Is that your kind of your offset version for your hog cook?
Yeah, so the BFO was the first thing we tried to cook a hog on, and there is one out there. I don't remember. It was Blue Collar had it for a while, but I actually have a grate that that you can adjust the height in the barrel, and then it
Mhm.
Ooh.
pulls all the way out and like on top of the shelf. And I'm never making another one because it's like springs and
Hold
all
up,
kinds of.
man. You can't put that out there and tease me and say you're
So
never
there's
gonna make it again.
there's one out there if you can find it, buy it.
Blue collar, I'm coming for you, brother.
I forget they sold it. Oh, actually, I think it's in Iowa. I think Zach Miller. Anyway, so because we were struggling with the height, so then it was like the Hoss, which is a great pit, but it's 30 grand, and it's like it's big. And actually, me and one of my buddies cooked a KCBS on it one year. Like we went to, it cooks great. Like I think we got third overall or something. Like we had a good cook. It cooks great. It's just so big, it's just not practical. And for people, so there was that, and then there was the hog, which was the cart with the coal boxes, and it had you pull it out and spin the rack. Um,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
yeah. So then it was just that, but depending on how people wanted to travel, whether it was on a trailer, an express, a hideout, whatever. Um, but the big thing was, going to these contests and at Murfreesboro last year, I hauled down. I didn't bring my trailer. I took a Hoss, and I mean, there would have been 8 teams there that would have used a hog cooker had I got them all there. But you know, when you sit there and look at it, to cook a hog, you're you're probably 20 grand deep, to go purchase something. I'm not saying you can't build something, but by the time you buy a double wide and a trailer, I don't even know who all makes stuff anymore, but and then you got to have a trailer to put it on, and we went down this Ringo path, and that was well on its way, and it was like, man, I think why wouldn't that work? And that was one of those late night discussions me and Mark had, and I came back and I built the first one last summer. Um, and actually I got video. My wife like helped me put the hog on it, and It it was zero effort. When I say zero, I put that hog on and I went to the house, fell asleep on the couch, looked at my fireboard probe. It's good. Went to sleep, came out. It was done at like 4:30 in the morning, and it was a pretty good haul. Like it was a good haul. So then it just took all from I don't know if that was September maybe of last year to coming in, and it's like, man, we got to get going because Memphis in May, and I don't know if people are going to want to use this or what. Well, Mark puts like 2 videos out and KCBS teams. I'm like, whoa, this is a hog cooker, man. It's a hog cooker. But so it's like, okay, back to the drawing board. So I go up to, our engineering office and we start looking and thinking and we're brainstorming and we end up with two 26-inch grates so we can spin. And then room in between. And then I'm like, let's pop a microwave shelf up there, just for a little added space. And so, I mean, this all happened in the last 4 or 5 weeks, So we got that made. And then people are asking me, and I'm like, I don't know. It cooks a hog. But so a couple of weeks ago, I laid everything out, did a 4-meat practice cook, and I was pretty happy. It was easy. I mean, if you can say a cook was easy, I don't know what else you can, say about it. And the only negative thing about it is, which I haven't tried, I didn't try it that day, but I tried it empty, just like ramping one side up and the other side down. And you can do it to an extent, but I had trouble getting it cooled back down quick enough. But water pan, proteins, all that's going to help. All I'm saying is, if I was going to contest tomorrow with it, I'd probably have a 30-gallon or a 50-gallon beside me if I was, going to
just
ramp
in case. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just to ramp up, maybe just that sauce.
Yeah.
You know how much you're in and out that last, hour and a half or so of the cook. So, that was light speed, man.
Well, like I said, I have a lot of questions because I have one on order and I can't wait for mine. With the airflow and stuff like that on the BFR, like, do you see a lot of because on the video and Mark or not Mark,
Mark, Swine Life.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Just
no, you're good.
Bear with me. I hadn't had my beer yet. They don't. So people were asking, and obviously at comp to make it kind of all in one kind of comp cooker. It has 2 chambers and 2 fireboxes. I know you have the throat that goes directly from the airflow to the specific firebox, and not just like throughout the chamber. But can you do like a small variation of temperature on one side to the other? Like, what's kind of the temperature threshold on the 2 sides, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So, and that's the one thing that. So I'll answer that with another statement, I guess. But the one thing and for those of you that cook with multiple cans, it's frustrating to me because they're never the freaking same. I can light 2 or 3 and they're, one of them I'm closing down, or how that is. So it's the same with that. Like when I'm fired it up, it takes a little while to get them both evened out. But I don't think it's a problem at all to run, especially with that stuff in it, as 75-degree difference, maybe even 100.
Really?
And what I did was I popped wood in one side in the basket, and I just did this last week. So I just wanted to see, like, so the side I put it in smoked, obviously, and I'm going to say it smoked for probably 15 minutes, and then at about the 20-minute mark, I started seeing just a little bit come out the other end, the other exhaust. So, dude, like, here it is. Then that's what I got to tell people, because I don't know. I don't know all those details yet. Well, the one I had that I was like testing, it had to go for Hogs for Cause. The guy wanted one. It was the only one I had. So I was like, yeah, I don't have one. So I haven't been working on it. I'll have one here hopefully next week. But there's a lot of things, and and that's the thing too with just like I was saying about our cold boxes, the way everybody's doing things different. The way you're going to use it, the way you're going to use it, the way everybody's going to do it a little different, and they're going to figure it out. But I think in my mind, I'm optimistic about adding the water pan and the proteins, and then and then spiking things up, because Mark done it more than I did with the hog, and he said he didn't have any issues at all. Like one side, boom, whatever, back and forth.
Right.
I think he ran what he run 30 degrees hotter, I think, on the shoulder side,
Mhm.
the entire cook, and so yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I saw, obviously I saw the first rendition where you just had the hog grate, the solid grate, and then I saw the next video where you came out with the I call it the KCBS grate,
Yeah.
the 26. I mean, that right. I mean that was there. I was like, oh crap, yeah, that solidified it for me, because I was looking at other pits kind of. I'm gonna have this as my back patio cooker. Like, it's gonna be on my outdoor kitchen cooker.
Cool.
And I'm also gonna use it for comps. I was like, I need both. My wife wanted me to keep buying more grills. I have a problem, Jay. Yeah, we all do. But no, I saw that. I was like, man, that's such a genius, because you can still use it for a hog. Like, it's not going to interfere anything with the hog cook. And then I saw that you built in like water pan trays, for us that spin or whatever for hot and fast.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that's such a great idea. It's already built in. It doesn't interfere with anything if you don't need it to.
In the microwave shelf.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the microwave shelf on that, it's even cooler. I mean, you have so much space. I mean, your Ringos and stuff are already so massive compared to the rest of the market.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bringing something like that it's an all-in-one. It's truly an all-in-one. You can kind of get the offset feel, but the can flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be a very common sight here coming soon at a lot of competitions.
Yeah.
I'm seeing these I'm gonna see these on the back of the trailers a lot, mounted to trailers. But no, it's exciting to see. I don't know, just kind of the innovation you've had. Next thing I need to see is a rotating rotisserie in one of these things, so we can really get going. You get on that, working that next.
So
just explode everybody's mind.
What are you looking at, Jay?
Nah, I put it up.
Give us a spin, buddy. Show us what you got back there.
I was like, have you ever seen the Roto? Is it Roto Grill? Roto?
The what is it? The Roto 360s?
Yeah. So I saw that somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna buy one of them and just see, what for our microwave shelf. This was a couple of years before these were on the market. And then this weekend, actually, I was cleaning up where my little prep area, and I pulled that out and I like popped it on because I got more stuff to do when I'm cooking on a can than with stick burner. Stick burner got to spritz every once in a while. It's like spin, spin, spin. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere with it, but
it's up there.
I did.
It's up
I
there.
did. I'm not gonna lie. I did play with it this weekend a little bit.
What you were saying earlier, you were like, everybody's going to be a little different. And that's the beauty of what you've got going right now. You have so many different variations that you can provide. It's going to suit anybody. It's going to suit the guy that's been doing it for 40 years. It's going to suit the new guy coming in just learning. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. And I love the wink wink on that one, because that lets me know that there is a lot more in the pipeline that's going to come out in the future, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when I saw the giant Ringo, I watched that video 15, 20 times. I know I gave at least 1,000 views in the last month.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Same here. I'll tell my wife, I'm like, hey, have you seen this? It looks pretty cool. How about this? You see this one? Yeah, this is cool. Oh, look, they put a hog on it. It can cook a hog, honey. This is super
you and I both, dude, we can do it together, sweetheart. Look, it's easy. I'll give you the light end.
It's time together. Yeah,
it is.
And Logan, you about the size and the shape. Well, that also, the sky's the limit. We don't have any rules. I always like hashtag outlaws have no rules. And I mean it. And because we don't. And now that we make our own, what do you want? What does the world need? And this opened my eyes to what KCBS is really wanting. And they're wanting a little bigger, so we got great big, and we got normal, and we got 30, which the 30 gallon is like, I love it. I only made like 20 of them when we made it, because it's expensive. It's
is that
not
the shorty? Is that what you call the shorty?
I did. Now it is the kid.
The
Okay.
kid. I'm gonna go
And
like the kid.
yes, I had to apologize, and I did the Quattro
Oh,
last
Quattro
week.
D had the shorty.
I had no idea, and I did a little post, and somebody said something, and I did the little quick search. I hate doing videos. I hate doing content. You've asked me 48 times to be on here. I'm having a great time, but it's
Thanks,
like
buddy.
and I hate naming pits, and then I did that, and I was like, oh, so I messaged Bobby, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean to do that. I'll
You should
change it
name
right
it
now.
Billy the Kid.
Yeah. So the
There
kid.
you
Yep.
go.
Just
The
going
kid.
after
I like it.
so yeah, sometimes, but that's what's cool about barbecue world. Bobby's cool. Like, yeah, no worries, whatever. But
You
I,
know
I
the
felt bad about it.
reason why the what is it called, the big fucking Ringo, is that what it's called? Pardon my
BFR, you
language.
say what you want.
B,
Yeah.
BFR,
Yep.
the
Fill the
reason
blank.
why it's so big with KCBS. I dropped the F bomb on here, guys. I do apologize.
Thank God we're not.
Thank God this is Logan's show and it's not mine, right?
I'll try to read your
Um,
lips and do the wah.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it's so big for KCBS is, I mean, cans were such a big part of hot and fast and in the ease of it, and everybody wants to try and simplify as much as they can. If we can go to just one pit, all four meats with that can ease, I mean, that right there, that's what's blowing the market up right now.
Yeah.
Just because you get that the ease of the can and you can put everything on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. And that's how, like, every conversation I have when somebody is like getting started, like it's how do you travel? What do you got? You got a porch trailer, you got this. Can we put a 1,500-pound pit on it and you still drive? And so many of the calls I get are like, look, I'm done freaking cleaning 4 cans, managing 4 fires. I get it both ways, and it's like, the stick. I love the stick burner. It's just so dang heavy and big, and I don't have a porch trailer. And so that, and for that to weigh, if you take the guts out, 150 pounds. Like, and if you saw Mark's hog video, his wife helped him set it out of the truck, and it was loaded. I mean, it had everything in it, and picked it up and carried it. So
She's strong.
There's a lot of, the world, the double insulated heavy, a stick burner is a violent fire. It's got to be what it is, but
Yeah.
so many other things. It's like, man, let's get some convection. Let's blast some air. Let's heat fast.
Yeah.
Let's cool fast. Let's do.
It doesn't need to be insulated. I mean, why do you want it insulated? You want it insulated to save on fuel and to extend that cook time,
Right.
You don't need
but
that when
you
you're
get hot, you
fast.
can't cool down. And
Yeah,
let's face
exactly.
it, we're all dropping $300 on a freaking brisket that ends up this big. So 10 more bucks of charcoal, big deal.
Yeah, I'm spend it every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of charcoal, what's your recommendation on load? Because it's just some oversized, I feel like, fireboxes. Because I think on that video he said he put 15 pounds of charcoal in each. What's your recommendation? Like, do you think briquettes are better, lumps better, or like a combo of the two? Like, what's your recommendations on those?
So what are we cooking
on the BFR?
The BFR. So I think that's going to change for me. If I was cooking a contest tomorrow, I would probably put a few. I don't know. I'm not prepared to answer that because I filled mine up like three-fourths of the way full when I did my KCBS cook, and I was pretty much out by the time brisket came off. So that would be a little. I don't want to cut it that close. Now, that said, everything wrapped. The grate I'm using on that's hinged. You got easy access right to it, but I would prefer not to. So I don't use anything but lump. Other than when I did that first hog, I did kind of what Mark did. I vertically stood char logs, hog logs, whatever, and then some briquettes, and then I did lump on top, just thinking I'm going to be wrapped by the time the lump's gone. I'm not a charcoal engineer. I'm just telling you
No,
what
yeah.
I don't know any more than what I hear, what people have told me. But so yeah, I would just run for KCBS, just lump, I think,
Just
you know.
lump will get you through the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't, like I
That's
said,
like
I didn't
8 hours. So
really
you should be able to get
push.
8 hours out of 15 pounds of charcoal. I would
Well,
think.
I'll look at my fireboard, but I think I ran 20 plus hours on that
Wow.
hog because once it was done, I just let it hang out there for like 130, but I pulled it out and then opened it up and just let it keep eating. So there's plenty, you may have to have a little strategy to it. And I don't know yet
Yeah,
what that
I
is.
got you.
Hey man, you said 20 hours. That's more than enough time.
Yeah. And so I'm excited to make, I don't think it's a secret, but Charlie Glamping Grillers ordered BFR, and they're wanting like a divider to go all the way up. They're wanting to really more isolate the two sides.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I'm
I was
excited.
gonna
I would,
ask that.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you can make would it be possible or would it be feasible to have like a slide down insert for the two? So if you want to do whole hog, you could take the insert out, or if you want to do KCBS and kind of treat it as two separate cooking things, so you put an insert
yeah,
down in.
I think so. So I've got a middle divider anyway, and it's got a cutout in it that I have a plate on. I don't know why, but if somebody needs to take that out, they can. And then the upper part, I'm just gonna like connect it to the grate, let the lid shut down. We'll see where it's at. Because
So
like I said, I
I'm
wasn't ready for
curious.
this.
I'm curious about dual lids. Is that
Yeah,
was that has that been played with?
somebody asked that. But yeah, and that's where everybody's got to bear with me because 3 weeks ago this was nothing but a hog cooker. You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm
know. Hey
saying?
man, look, we're that wall I
But
asked about earlier. We're throwing stuff at it.
yeah. No, there's no reason we couldn't do like a channel divider right down the middle
Yeah.
and then just have both doors. And yeah, you could. So I did this door a little different. I made it so you can lift it up with no resistance. I've got
Mm-hmm.
different springs and double springs doing all that motion. So you can use your foot. It's just so big. It's not as I don't know it's not as
Effortless.
ergonomically, yeah, as the
Yeah.
Ringo. But I did like that lid staying up because it's so big.
Yeah.
So I just got it to where it opens about that much and stays.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do and just pull it back down. So, and when I had no trouble with the lid being open and spiking temps. What I did the other day on that. So I'm just going to sit back and wait and listen, and see what people want. And that's what they want. And that's what we'll give them, but
That's what you got to
I'm
do,
not sure.
man. Keep the
That's,
people
yeah,
happy.
name of the game.
That's right.
Name
Well,
of the
I can't
game.
wait for mine. I can't wait to be part of the outlaw
Yeah, we're
community.
excited to have you, man.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited for it, and it's going to look great on my back patio and on when I cook. I may bring it down to Memphis in May this year. Who knows? But no. So I want to kind of go back on the Ringo. Did you anticipate when you launched it taking off as quick as it did? Like, what were your kind of like? I mean, supply and demand is the hardest thing to kind of gauge. I feel like with anything new to market, because you never know for sure. Obviously, I'm sure you had a great idea or a good kind of guesstimate about that. But did you foresee like demand taking off the way it did, or did it kind of pleasantly surprise you about how quick the people were after it?
Yeah. So that is one. I feel like with the Ringo, it would be like, and it's funny because I talked about this but it's controlled growth. It's like I don't know what to expect. People kind of knew something was coming, and probably the most prideful thing that's ever happened to me is so many people ordering these just because they heard we're making it. That's all they knew. They didn't know a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that like I just kind of
Blind
sit back and
faith.
I'm like, that's pretty freaking cool. These best cooks in the world don't know a damn thing about it, and they're ordering one because they trust us. So that was cool. Sorry, that was off topic. But no, it was people are understanding. And we don't, we have so you can go online and do everything. but because we haven't been shipping right away, we don't take payment right away. We'll send it out in a link once it's close. But yeah, it's been, we were out last week again, so we just got I don't know, 40 more in, I think. So we build them, send them out to get them powder coated, come in, and then we assemble them. So so now we're sitting in pretty good shape, and if people don't want the lid etched, we can pretty much ship. And that's all new to us too. We're learning all that LTL shipping nightmare stuff. But I mean,
Well,
we've done
I've
it, but
seen you've
never at
been
this
dropping it.
capacity.
You've been dropping them around the country to people. I know Alonzo. I think Alonzo has a couple of at
Alonso
his
got
shop.
some.
Yeah.
And
Jordan got some.
Jordan's helping you out there, and I think you
Yeah.
got some with Mark in North Mississippi.
We
I mean,
yeah,
that's
we
the best way
do.
to do it.
Well, it's twofold. I hate, I've got some dealers that I have a great relationship with that
Mhm.
sell our patios, and I really would with their brick and mortar, they got to have, 30%. I don't have 30% to give.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we come out of the gate like that, it, no, people aren't going to buy them,
It'll
and
be tough.
and we're pushing it the way it is, to be quite
Mhm.
honest. But it's just kind of where we got to be, and it works out for those guys. Um, so I wish we could do more, but then again, it's like, I don't know. I'm old school, man. And it's
Hey,
like,
man.
it's like, here's, try to
Yeah.
give a good product at a fair price. So I don't know where that'll end up, but right now that seems to be working. I've got tons of people that are offering it, and I'm going to make it right with everybody helping out too, one way or another. But yeah, I'm afraid that might just be a mold that we have to stick to. And I shouldn't be
Yeah.
afraid. I mean, I appreciate the heck out of them guys, and
It's a good problem to have.
everybody's cooking contests, so it's like,
Yeah.
Jordan's cooking somewhere every weekend, and he
Yeah.
just throw one or two on his trailer, and Alonzo's down, and it's surprising. I'll get an order and I'll look and I'll be like, dude, you're only 60 miles away, and if you buy it, I'm happy to ship it to you, but to ship
Yeah.
one is probably going to be 350, $450. And when
Yeah.
I ship them all to him, you're only going to pay 130. Jordan's, I think, was like $98 because we shipped like 8 of them, so it just, at the end of the day, it helps people
Reduce cost. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
important, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well, is ramping up like harder as a manufacturer to meet demand, or are you still trying to keep it to a certain, like, your batches and controlled method of like 40 bad batches of 40, no matter the demand, or if demand reaches a certain limit, then maybe you have to reevaluate that. Like, as a business aspect, is it kind of like you controlled your your swings?
yeah, so for the first time, so social media plants a lot of seeds. Going to contests, talking to people, plants a lot of seeds. It's a long time. But with these things, man, if I do a post, it's like probably 5 to 10 on order, like shortly after. And I've never seen that with social media. So that's cool. But to answer, so I'll pump the brakes a little bit on that once in a while. If you see me pumping stuff out, we're caught up, probably. Or I got something new, or I'm just freaking excited and I just want to. But so it depends on like our shop. Like, so, once our engineers are done and we've got it working, we're done. So then we go through the process. So like we have all these areas. So our laser area, hey, they're going to be caught up next week. I'll be like, hey, run 50 Ringos, like just run them, put them over there, stay busy. And then, we laser weld them. So that's pretty new to us too. And it was the only way to make this happen. So that's been quite a freaking struggle. That's
Sure, that wasn't cheap, that machine.
no, and it's just the training and getting it down, and it's like going and trying to cook a freaking brisket for the first time, it's like I don't know how this is gonna work, but
You're gonna screw up the first couple.
yeah. So yeah, we just kind of go depending on what's going on at the shop. There's a couple people dedicated, and all our stick burners, not counting the coal boxes, I keep one of everything we make in stock. The pit itself. So if somebody wants an open cart, if someone orders tonight when we hang up, I can have it ready by the end of the week.
Oh, nice.
As long as they don't want some fancy, like, and I stock about 20 different tires. That's the only thing that might be a hiccup. But, it's to me, it's just like people want it. Like, when you're ready to do something, you're passionate about it. And we only got to build one. We only got to build one of everything one time, and then we're always ahead. So
Always.
you call, we grab the pit, we make the chassis, whether it's a trailer or a cart or whatever.
Mhm.
We couple them
Restock.
together, and that's the assembly guy, the weld guy. We've got fireboxes in stock. We got different cook chambers. So grab, weld, get, and it's unlikely that two people are going to order the same rendition of a pit before we have the other one in stock. So
You are the Henry Ford of smokers.
yeah, I
Great
don't know about
integration
that,
there.
man. I don't know about that, but
I
yeah,
like it, man.
we've
Yes.
done it a long time. So it just
Yeah.
it things and having a wait list, like that's just frustrating to me, and we've
Good
got
problem to
it.
have,
So,
though, man.
yeah, it is, but it's like let's just build it, man. Let's get it out there. And
I know.
I
I
mean,
understand.
nothing. Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I have this. I'm a business guy myself. I do my own stuff, so I'm always thinking of it. Like, so has your business model flipped from metal fabrication primarily to now? Is it primarily are you primarily now a pit builder more so than you do custom metal fabrications, or how's your business model go? Because I know originally you're a metal fabrication guy with a building hobby. Like how's the balance between those two kind of shifted since the explosion of kind of the popularity of your smokers?
um so we might, before the Ringos, it was under 10% of what we do. So I don't know where we'll be now, but it's
It's getting
maybe
closer.
15, maybe 15% of what we do
Oh
is
wow.
smokers at our
Oh
shop.
wow.
So yeah, I mean, we're, and I I love to talk to other pit builders. Like I'm not like, whatever. I love to just chat with them. I met the TMG guys at the Jack this year. Talked
Yeah,
to them for a little bit.
they're great, great
Like I
guys.
said, I just talked to Bobby the other day. I'm smoking breath. Just all that. Like we're doing the same things, and
Sure.
it's not like we're putting boxing gloves on. It's like,
Yeah,
and
your peers. Yeah.
yeah, when we come out, I talked to Hunsaker at the. So anyway, yeah, I enjoy like talking to all those guys and just kind of just rubbing elbows with them, and it's just fun, and it's no different than you talking to a cook, or
Yeah.
because hell, I love to cook. I'll talk barbecue all day too, but I'm not very good. Luckily I'm a better pit builder than I am a barbecue cook.
So let me ask you this: from the time in which you get the order in for the Ringo, and I'm just talking about the Ringo, from the time in which you get it in, how long is it going to take your guys to weld it, paint it, ship it? I mean, what are you looking at time wise?
Yeah, so I never build anything to order unless it's
Okay.
like an express or it's, one of the fancy trailers. So like right now, if we brought 40 Ringos in, we're going to pop 20 of them together, 25 probably with casters
Mm-hmm.
with the lid. And the other ones are going to be for people that want the etched lids.
Gotcha.
So to answer that question, like if I was totally out right
Yeah.
now, and that changes based on, there's things,
Yeah.
um but a month maybe before
Yeah.
we can, from throwing that first piece of aluminum on the laser to everything running its course to getting coated to back and assembled, a month is things going pretty good. So like the
Really?
BFRs, I'm looking at like 5 to 6 weeks on this first batch.
Wow.
So yeah,
It's a process.
yeah,
Yeah, that's quick. I mean, me and Keaton were talking about, other great pits or whatever. We're both, fans of a pit called Lone Star, which is out of Texas, and
yeah,
their turnaround was like 5 months,
yeah.
6 months on some of these pits, and so like 5-6 weeks. I mean, that's nothing,
And see, I have no
but
idea. Maybe they're selling 1,000 a
yeah,
week, something
yeah,
crazy. I have no
yeah.
idea.
I don't know. But that's saying like you're saying like 5-6 weeks. I'm like that's super expedited for compared to some of the other pit builders and stuff
To
like
me,
that.
that's part of the game. Like if you got to wait a year and a half,
Yeah, it's been issues with other builders. Not naming any names or anything. I know that's
No, and I don't
yeah.
understand their process. But
Yeah, like I
like
said,
we
everybody's
don't.
got their own setup, and like you have a metal fabrication business, and
Mhm.
Yes.
you're set up well, equipped to kind of handle it in house. And some people
Right.
you don't know what they outsource and whatnot, and that kind of plays into parts. But
Right.
yeah. So I mean, you're set up well, and like I said, that allows you though to get creative and to have your turnover high, or do a high turnover, versus sometimes it takes other people when they're outsourcing stuff to take a little longer.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm not saying
Right.
negative about
No,
anybody else.
no, me neither. But it's like because we already have the fab shop and we're established. I already have the laser. I already have the press brake. I already have the people that know
Mhm.
how to run them. I've already got all the
Mhm.
tools in place. Now it's just coming up with the
Yeah,
design and doing all that. Where if all we built was pits, and we don't do that. Or we just have
yeah,
too much. A laser's
too much overhead. Yeah,
just
Yeah.
too expensive. You just can't justify it for
Abs-
our volume.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
yeah.
So what's left to tackle, man? What's left to tackle for Outlaw Smokers, man? What's the next mountaintop you're gonna try to climb?
So I man, I root for my teams, but the people, and not just my teams, people that are friends. I'm a fan of barbecue. I
Mhm.
love to cook barbecue. I love to watch, like I said, awards. I love to just talk to people, and and so many people pussyfoot around. They'll call and they'll be like, "Yeah, I don't know if I like." I'm like, "Let's make it better. Like, you're not hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
Let's do this."
Mhm.
So no, I don't know, and it's like I can't sit here. So I know, like the Ringo, I've got a couple things in the works coming, um, and then other than that, it's like I just I'll just sit and watch and listen and see what the world needs. But I don't foresee a whole lot more at the moment. But I would have sat here 2 years ago and told you the exact same thing. So I don't know. I don't know.
That's fair. Like, so you've done a lot here recently, and I like that like you said, if you can think of it, you can find a way to make it work,
Yeah.
uh, for your pets. And like I said, that's a service that not a lot of people offer. Um, Man, kind of the last question I have, and this is purely as a customer, expecting of a pit of yours.
I'm getting put on the coals here, ain't I?
Yeah, man, I'm getting my customer service relationship building right now,
Yeah.
live on my show. No, like, so what would you say the best way to clean these Ringos? And because being aluminum, cleaning it versus the metal cleaning, because the metal, the popular thing is to get the degreaser, but I know that's pretty acidic and whatnot. What would you
Yep.
say the best way to clean one of these pits are?
So you definitely want to keep if you're going to use any type of cleaner, just a neutral pH somewhat. But man, have you guys happened to seen the videos where I clean them with a hose? Like I've done a couple
I haven't seen
videos.
it.
Mhm.
So if you spray it with cooking spray, just like your seasoning, it
Mhm.
it is literally I do have hot water to a garden hose, dude. Like, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, almost as good as new. It's just you just spray it and it's right back where it was.
Okay,
So
is that just the
super,
aluminum?
super easy. It's not like it's not as porous, so it runs right off. And somebody Shane LeClaire was asking me the other day, he sent me a text. He's like, "Man, it rained the other day and I got some water in the pit," which that is the design that I knew was going to happen, and I just didn't know how to fix it because of the way our lid
Mhm.
comes down and in. But when I mentioned earlier, I was cooking all those pork butts all summer. You get so much, when you're cooking 3, 4 pork butts crammed on a
Yeah.
can, you get all that crap,
Yeah.
and so it would just run kind of down the side because of our design. Well, it's like I'm not giving up the foot pedal, and I'm not switching all this. So it kind of is what it is, but it also leads right into our cooling jacket, which has a solid welded bottom, which makes it super easy to clean. All your ashes there, you pull it out and dump it. Um, and if water runs in, and then accidental too, like I mentioned, the drain plug didn't affect the cook. Just pop the drain plug or open a ball valve if you got it or whatever down there. So cleaning is, to me, it was the most. I like how it cleans better than I like the foot pedal, personally.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I said
Ooh.
that because when I was cleaning them
Ooh.
other freaking things, it's like, this sucks, man. Upside down, beating on it and then scraping, and it was like, nah, we're not doing that, So
Man,
gloves in the back, rinse it
I
out.
like my drums dirty, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's what I got a lot of hate because I was cleaning the one, how you get more than 50 people watch something you do, and everybody's a freaking genius. But
Oh yeah, I get
it
harassed
was-
all the time, man. I got thick skin. Come on, send it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta. I don't know, man. Like, I'm a firm believer. Like, say, clean cans. Do better at comps. Because I can definitely tell a flavor difference if if I have a bunch of grease or stuff on the side of one can. I'm trying to cut. It's mainly chicken. Chicken is the biggest one. 'Cause I feel like that takes a lot of every little thing around it. But yeah, that's also that's one thing I wanted to know, kind of like the cleaning method of it. But you say just cooking spray and just kind of hit it with a sprayer.
Yeah, just water. I mean, or a pressure washer or whatever. But like, so in my barn, I just ran a. They make high
The
temp,
pressure hose. Yeah,
whatever, red garden hose, and dude, I'm telling you, it's just, I'm
Nice.
done.
That
Like
easy.
it takes me longer to freaking take the thermometer out, pull the guts out than it does to rinse the whole thing, and it's like good as new. So that was really important to me, and that's why that cooling jacket, to me, that has a lot of value, and it takes us, we cutting a whole nother piece and welding it solid, but it was value add, and that's where I got to be careful. Sometimes I do stuff that's not value added that you don't really give a crap about as a cook that may add $100 to it. So I'm careful to try to skip that, but this was like a no brainer to me. It's like, no, we're doing that, and people will appreciate it after they buy it.
Sure.
They won't even know.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, this is a time of show. Like I said, I don't mean to hold you up too much longer, but it's a time of show where I like to ask a little quick hitters before I let you go, man. Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy, but before I let you go, I always have to ask my guests a few quick hitter questions. You ready for it?
What do you think, Keaton? Should I fall for
yeah,
this?
You got this. Hey, look, if you don't know
war in
the
Middle
answer,
East is
just plead
very
the fifth.
drastic. No, I'm kidding. No. All right. So when you're going to a barbecue competition or you're cooking in general, what is the one thing you always have to have with you and you cannot say a thermometer?
That I always have to have with me if I'm cooking a competition.
And you can't say a thermometer.
And I can't say a thermometer. Does like a thermopen, even if it doesn't have a battery in it, work or not?
No, we're not saying that, man. You can't say that, Jay. Come
Can't
on
do
now.
it.
Sounding my kids
Dude.
answering my questions.
I know. It's like shit. There's so many things, and I don't cook enough, so I totally go down the deep hole of overthinking everything when I go.
Don't overthink. Just do.
I know.
You've got this.
So I guess my little
Thumb grabber.
kettle that I boil water in to pre-warm my Cambro. Like it's how I practice. It's how I hold. And if I didn't have that water at that temp, I'd be kind of
That's fair.
What the hell's going to happen here?
I like it.
That's a good answer. First time we've ever had somebody say that. So that's a good answer, man.
The first. I like it.
Yeah, very nice, man. All right.
I would imagine most are a little better, but hey.
No, that's a good one. That's solid. All right. What is if you have a meat Rushmore on there of people in your life or just people you respect in general in the world of barbecue? Give me your 4 on your meat Rushmore.
My 4 smoking hookers. Jeff and Christy was there when we got started. They've retired. The Swine Life guys have always been like right, like we just brainstorm, work together. Man, and the other 2, like there's so many people that I have so much respect for, and I can call at the drop of a hat. When it's as this journey's went, it would include Jordan, out just good friends, man, and good people, and there's just so many of them. So I'm just blessed to have so many friends in barbecue that'll just help me out whenever
Mhm.
I have a question. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to thermometer answer that one
Yeah,
because,
all right, that's fair.
dude, there's just too many.
I'll let you slide
We
because
got half the mountain.
yeah, we got to have
We
to.
are who we are because of
I
Yeah.
like it.
the people out there, man.
That's fair. All right,
Yeah.
man. If Jay Craig had a walk up song at awards, what's it going to be?
Ooh, baby. So, man, I'm like, I graduated in '90, so I'm like, it depends on where we want to go. Want to go Motley Crue, a little Ozzy, or do we
Yeah.
want to play like I heard a song the other day? Somebody it'd probably be that one. Um, it was Luke Combs has the Outlaw song, and there's a
Yeah.
Johnny Ringo song too. Somebody had a
Oh,
TikTok. I was like, oh, that's
Johnny
cool.
Ringo. Good
Yeah.
little
So
tombstone. I like it.
it'd probably depend on what I had in my trailer that week would probably decide what my walk up song would be.
All right, that's fair. All right, man. Last question. I want to make you pick one of your babies, and you can only you can't thermometer this one. You have to give me one answer. Okay, I want to say it
Mhm.
beforehand. If you could have one outlaw pit and only one that you could use the rest of your life, what would it be?
One outlaw pit the rest of my life would be the BFO.
BFO.
Ooh.
Why?
BFO.
Why would it be the BFO?
It incorporates
Tell me your favorite
everything
child.
from the beginning. It incorporates everything that we did. It I see blood, sweat, tears when I look at that pit. It runs like a freaking dream. Um, I'm not afraid to cook anything from a whole hog to a pan of chicken legs on it.
Look at Logan. He's getting excited.
Yeah,
He said BFO, not BFR.
Oh,
yeah,
excuse me.
yeah,
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 yeah.
no.
BFR. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing on a BFR yet, so I can't even.
No, but no, man. Well, that's a great answers, and Jay, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I know I've been hounding you for a while, but I finally got you on air, and I appreciate you taking that time. And you're definitely a fantastic guy, and what you do for the barbecue community and all the new inventions and stuff you had to make our lives easier and while it's emptier. We appreciate you and curse you at the same time.
Thanks for having me. I had a good time. I'm glad I did it. And I was telling Keaton when it's like, man, I'm like out here, and so my hobby is cooking when I can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, I look at his stuff and it's like I freaking quit, man. I'm done.
No, don't quit, buddy.
I don't even know how to. I don't even know. Like, you got red spray paint in the back or what? Like, what's going on?
It's just it's the sauce, man. It's got to be the sauce.
It's all the sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's gets it every time.
Yeah,
Every time.
Sweet
y'all
Baby
kill
Ray's.
it. I'm a
Well-
fan of y'all's too, man.
Well, we appreciate you so much, man. We truly do, and I can't wait for my grill, my pit. I'll have many videos of that. Maybe
At
get something going.
competitions.
Yep,
That's my goal. I have a goal.
Yeah,
You
I'll get it at
back
competitions. Maybe my
At
video get on an
competitions.
Outlaw website. Yeah,
3180s.
yeah. You got Paul's there carrying your heavy load there.
Yeah.
I may get some good video content, but it ain't gonna be nothing like that. But hey, thank you so much, and kind of let everybody know your website, and kind of if they don't know, now they'll know, as they say. But where they can find you and all that good jazz.
So this is funny to me. I was doing like Mark, these guys are camera guys, right? Like they're always
Yeah.
doing, and so we were doing years ago, and his wife, he's like, tell us where they can find you. And I was like, www dot. Anyway, so Outlaw Barbecue Smokers. And if you go, that is where you can see what we make. And you can pre-order Ringo, anything in the Ringo family there. All the other stuff, there's too many questions. You need to call me. My cell phone's on there just because, like I said, I want to make sure you're getting the right thing. I've probably sold more old hickories than I've sold Outlaws. And I hate to say that, but people call wanting to start, like, I'm like, man, I'd love to sell you a pit, but I don't have what you need,
Yeah.
but, and then Facebook, we're pretty active on that. That seems to be more of our age group in barbecue.
Yeah.
Instagram, I do a little bit, TikTok, but yeah, there's information out there. And if you hashtag Team Outlaw, you can pretty much see not only what I'm doing, but what all the people out there are doing. So, yeah, we're available there. Like I said, my cell phone is is on the website. Call me, text me, whatever. Always happy to try to help.
All right. Well, Jay, thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate it. It's been an honor to have you on the show, and I look forward to talking to you later. So
Yeah.
thank you much, man. You take care, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you much, fellas. Have a good evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, man. We did it. We got them on. No, I'm kidding.
I told you, man. I'm so pumped.
I know. I said, it took me to ordering something to get. No, I'm kidding. Jay, I appreciate Jay coming on, man. He's a legend in the barbecue world, and I respect the hell out of him and everything he does. So this is a great one. I knew it. I was excited for it. I was so bummed when I was running late. I'm like, shit, I got to get home. I got to get home. Yeah, but money has to be made. This hobby of ours is not cheap, and stuff happens. But Keaton, like I said, thank you for hanging out with me tonight, man. It's a good time. As always, I always want to give a shout out to our sponsors of the show, Smoky Woods Barbecue. Check out Smoky Woods Barbecue for all your barbecue fuel needs. Only the best on your meat, and that is Smoky Woods. Also, check out the barbecue bus. You got rubs, sauces, a little bit of Brian, some of the best Brian's out in the biz. So always give our love and respect to my boy Brian over there at Barbecue Bus. And I want to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight and being part of this and just hanging out. And we appreciate you guys. And if you appreciate us, please show us some love. Share it, follow, like, all that good stuff. You're gonna Apple, Spotify, it's all the above. We appreciate hanging out with you guys, and we try to provide y'all some fun content. But all right, guys, well, that's our show. We'll be back next week and have another great one for you. So make sure you stay tuned. Keaton, you got anything to say to the people before I let them go?
Hey, man, it's always a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait until next time, guys.
Awesome. All right, guys. Like I said, as I always say, when it comes to barbecue, make sure you're always right on cue. See you guys.
That's all, folks.